Democratic Front wishes to address its members, supporters and media and the people of Uganda regarding the forthcoming local council and women elections. These elections are taking place in a difficult environment characterized by political intimidation, shrinking political and civic space, and unresolved concerns arising from the disputed general elections at all levels. You know that the disputes started from presidential up to the lowest level of council. While these challenges undermine public confidence in the democratic processes, they should not discourage citizens from participating in shaping leadership at the grassroots. We want to emphasize or underline the importance of grassroots elections. There is a big section of Ugandans who are importantly attached to local government elections, to LC elections. And for them, the LC election is their life. So making a mistake of choices at local council 1, local council 2 would be detrimental to their lives. So we implore Ugandans, regardless of what is happening, not to shun, but to participate and give us the best persons that there can be. We therefore urge all members and supporters of the DF to actively participate in these forthcoming local council and women council elections. These elections are critical in strengthening our grassroots structures as the DF, expanding democratic participation and deepening the party's presence in communities across the country. You know that the DF is barely 8 months old, because it was founded just 3 months before the general elections last time. So when we count, when we do a count, we are now about 10 months old. A baby of 10 months old really needs to do a lot of things to build muscle. And we think that this process is very important for the deepening of the Democratic Front. To ensure an orderly and transparent process of identifying party candidates at that level, the DF will conduct endorsements through the respective constituency branches. Where a constituency branch leadership is unable to effectively manage the endorsement process due to internal challenges, we direct the district leadership to appoint an officer in charge to coordinate and oversee the exercise. We further call upon all members to closely observe and participate in the Electoral Commission's program as follows. You know that today is already 3rd. There are processes that are ongoing. I know that today, Electoral Commission is trying to identify officers who will be in charge. So we count that process as gone. But as a party and our members, we implore you that 6th to 10th is going to be verification of residents and compilation of village registers. This is a very, very important process in an election, because as you know, the LC election, the foundation is the register. And the participation in identification and registration as a resident is very important. Usually our people get excited at the time of voting when they see lines and they want to join, but they do not participate in that village register. So we think that the most important phase of inclusion is verification of who is a resident in a village, and that process is going to run from the 6th to 10th of this month. Between the 13th to 14th of July, there is going to be a display of LC1 register. Now, you know, when there is a display, we have time to do a few queries, and also those whose names do not appear properly to correct them. But there is also a window of those people who were not included to be included. So that is also a very important process. 13th to 14th. Please, our leaders out there, ensure that registers are picked. You have seen who are there. You have seen how many people are on the register. We don't need unnecessary complaints when some of these opportunities are given. Between the 9th to 14th, there will be issuance of nomination forms to candidates at parish centers. So LC1s who intend to run, our candidates who would have been endorsed, will be picking nomination forms at the respective parishes. There are quite a number of parishes in Uganda. So you'll go at the parish headquarters between the 9th to 14th. That means that as the verification is ongoing, people will be picking forms. But ensure that you just don't go and pick forms when you are not part of the register. Ensure that all these processes are done side by side or simultaneously. On 15th to 19th July, that is when the nomination of the LC candidates will be. Please, our people in the DF, note the dates, 15th to 19th. Don't wait for polling day to be nominated, because it will not happen. Last time we had a problem. People, after other people being nominated, they go where they sit in the evening and they tell them that you are the best, and he waits for that polling day to be nominated. You will not be nominated. The nomination dates are 15th to 19th. And the nominations will be done at the respective sub-counties. So please, don't wait. Don't go back to the parishes where we pick nomination forms thinking that you will be nominated there. And don't be fooled, because our people at the grassroots sometimes are fooled that, you know, RDC told us to Gendeku parishes, that is where we shall nominate. The nominations will be at the respective sub-county or town council headquarters, whatever is applicable. From 20th to 17th July to be campaign period for LC1 chairman. There will be campaign. 28th will be polling of LC1 chairman, and it will be done by lining. We have reservations with the process of lining, and I think the Secretary General and Chairman will talk about it. But even our leadership of the women will talk about it, because as we said that there is a lot of intimidation, and LC1 election is nearly family election, because everybody is a friend and neighbor to the other. So we think that sometimes with the nature of intimidation that is happening in the country, we are very uncomfortable with the process of lining, and that is why it has had problems. At one time it was scrapped, but now it is back in full force. We think that that is an area that is disruptive to the development of our democracy, and an area we can always look into. After the election of the LC1 chairman, there will be nomination of the executive. Don't leave after election, because LC has about 9 positions, of which only 2 or 3 are elected directly, women and youth and PWD. The other ones are nominated there. So after election of chairman, the council sits, because there you are a composition of the village council. We urge our members out there, the DF committees, to sensitize members not to leave, because after election of the chairman, the next process will be nomination of the committee. Now, nomination of the committee is by consensus. So please remain and ensure that consensus prevails. A person who has been torturing you at the village, beating up people, the tag, please honorably dissent, because that is what the law states. The second phase of elections will be LC2. The LC2 elections begins thereafter, because it is a college. All the people who have been selected at that point or elected form the college for election of LC2. It is presumed that that process should be smooth, but we have had picked lessons from the election of the youth. After elections, compiling the register for college of LC2 becomes a problem. The RDC is setting, the security sets it, they start deleting and including, and such that by the time you look at the LC2 register, the register for the election of the LC2 chairman, it is unbelievable. So we think that please ensure that the list that has been selected for your village, you have a copy. You have a copy, which is very, very important at the compilation of the local council 2 elections. I want to also urge our members that local council 2 elections are equally as important as local council 1. You all know that these days we have the PDM, the Parish Development Fund. Now, the Parish Development Fund is a revolving fund that aims to get people out of poverty, to ensure that there is some form of capitation at the grassroots. But the persons responsible, the primary persons responsible, are those people both at the LC1 and the parishes. So we implore our members not to run away from responsibility of local council too. If you cannot be chairman, be a vice chairman, because the vice chairman can easily be the chairman of the parish. Some of these ideological issues of development, of corruption-free, of human rights, can only be delivered with leaders who are committed, with leaders who have been trained. Every time we leave leaders to the lowest of the lowest, it is us, the people, who suffer. The Democratic Front reiterates its commitment to pursuing comprehensive electoral reforms that will guarantee free, fair, transparent, and credible elections in Uganda. You all know that the DF is a reform party. One of the areas that needs thorough reform is the electoral process. While we continue participating in these elections, We know that there is structurally, systematically, a big problem with our electoral process that needs to be fixed with an inclusive dialogue. We continue to call upon all Uganda civil society and other stakeholders to embrace meaningful national dialogue aimed at restoring constitutionalism, democratic governance, and public confidence in the electoral system. As we participate in these elections, we encourage all our members to conduct themselves peacefully, uphold the rule of law, respect their fellow citizens, and demonstrate the values of integrity, tolerance, democratic leadership that define the democratic front. Together, we can strengthen our communities. Together, we can deliver the struggle for a democratic, just, and prosperous Uganda. I thank you.